Jungkook hurriedly went to his office and asked Jack for the pen drive. His mind was still a mess because he couldn't believe how he got married to Ryan, how it happened, and who did this. Just like that, a lot of questions were running in his mind. He wanted to know everything from where it started, why Ryan didn't tell him anything, or maybe she was also clueless like him. He didn't waste a minute before he attached that drive in his laptop and went through the footages from the start. His eyes narrowed as he focused on the screen, and then something that was the main footage of the event came up. Now the real show has started. He spoke as he played the video where he saw how he was stumbling towards the parking lot, and then Ryan appeared. His eyes narrowed when he realized she was also drunk and talking to herself. There was no audio, but he guessed as she was using her hands while talking, and then Jungkook was the one who went towards her while stumbling, and Ryan helped him to sit in the car that appeared close to them. Wait, this is not my car. His phone deepened as he tried to look carefully. No, it's Ryan's car. Oh, that's Michael's car, he murmured and watched how Michael's wife came out of the car and Ryan hugged her because they were friends, and then Michael's wife made Ryan sat next to Jungkook in backseat before she sat on passenger seat with her husband Michael, and the car drove off. Now there is more to come, more to know. Michael, you are gone if it was you who did this. He took out his phone and dialed Michael's number. After three rings, he answered. Michael, I have no time to play. Just tell me clearly what have you done on party night. I went to the marriage registration office and found out that I am married to Ryan. He said and heard Michael's laugh on the other side of the phone. Relax, bro. I did a little favor on you too, that's it. Now, chill, you are free from that mini. Don't you have feeling for Ryan, huh? I have, but it doesn't mean you just tied us up. Ryan still is unaware of everything I feared. What will she going to do with me? He said, rubbing his temper as he imagined Ryan's reaction. Dude, she's not going to do anything. You both were willingly agreed to the marriage. Ryan and you were so in love. Why you guys never confess? Why you two always fought? I didn't understand that. He said my Jungkook's eyes wide slightly at his words. What? She loves me? Michael, tell me what exactly happened that night because I don't remember anything and I guess nor Ryan. He asked impatiently and heard Michael laughing. Oh god, I can't forget that night. He said while laughing and told Jungkook that he and his wife only wanted to drop them safely, but Ryan and Jungkook started being romantic all of a sudden. It was shocking at first because he didn't know that Ryan was also in love with Jungkook, but then Sia, Michael's wife, asked Ryan about her feelings and she told him that she loved Jungkook and she was upset that Jungkook was getting married to Minnie. So when Sia asked Ryan to get married with Jungkook, she got happy and said yes. I wanted to marry you. Do you understand, Jungkook? Why I said while pouting as Jungkook nodded like a obedient child. I also want to make you my wifey, Ryan. I don't like that mini skirt. She is boring. She don't even have figure like you. You are so beautiful, Jungkook said while smiling mischievously. And in return, Ryan giggled before she held his collar and pulled him closer. Aish, I want to make you mine, but first let's get married, okay? Then we will going to celebrate our night. Jungkook said while Michael and Sia started sweating. They were in most awkward situation as they were glancing at each other but couldn't hold their smiles. Jungkook just kissed me. Only don't you like my lips, huh? Ryan said in drunken voice as he made kissy face that Jungkook immediately kissed. Michael hesitated at first, but then told Jungkook that they both kissed each other and was intent to do further. When he stopped them and Jungkook told Michael to take them to the marriage registration office and after that they dropped them at a hotel. That's it. After leaving you two in a hotel room, we don't feel to stay there to witness your deeds. You two were so eager to get married and we decided to help you out so we did. Jungkook controlled his smile as he cleared his throat. Okay then, thank you so much for not staying with us. It's a relief. He said and chuckled as Michael was laughing. Jungkook was satisfied with whatever happened that night. It was a big relief to him that the girl was fine. I now how to tell everything to Ryan. He ended the call and ground before leaving the office. Meanwhile, Ryan sadly sitting on her bed. After she got to know that Jungkook and Minnie went to get their marriage certificate, her heart was aching and her eyes were glistening with unshed tears. She will not feel so much pain if she didn't found herself beside Jungkook that day. But now that it's already done, she couldn't help but feel heartbroken. One wiped her eyes and suddenly her phone buzzed. At first she ignored as she wasn't in mood to talk with anyone, but then her phone kept vibrating that made her to look at her phone and her heart pounding loudly in her chest when she saw Jungkook's name on the screen. I'm not going to design his wife's wedding gown, she murmured while glaring at the screen until the glow faded and her screen turned black. But when as she was about to throw her phone, Jungkook again called her. She kept looking at the screen thinking whether she answered or not. But then the urge of hearing his voice made her answer the call, her heart racing, thudding as she placed the phone near her ear. Man, where are you? I have something to discuss with you. And it's urgent. His voice was filled with urgency as he spoke while Ryan's heart dropped, thinking what might be he wants to talk. Jungkook, I am busy. I don't want to meet you. She refuses to meet him as she thought he remembered that night, and now, when he is already married, she doesn't want to talk about what happened between them. She doesn't want to feel embarrassed. I know you are not in your office, Ryan. If you again refuse to meet me, then I will come to pick you up. So please cooperate, Ryan. It's important. Now, his voice was bleeding, and Ryan wondered what he wants, that he is going crazy. She could feel the urgency in his voice. No, I'm coming. Send me the location. She said that she doesn't want him to come at her house and talk about that night. She decided to meet him the last time. Today, she took a day off from her work because she wasn't feeling like to meet anyone, but now she was getting ready to meet Jungkook. Looking at herself in the mirror, she made her mind to not look back. What had happened already was not her fault. She will not feel weak and more and move on after that meeting that she thought will be the last. One walked inside the cafe where Jungkook asked her to meet and she immediately spotted him sitting on the couch comfortably. The cafe was luxurious, the environment was calm and silent as there was not much people at the afternoon. When Jungkook's eyes landed on Ryan, he felt his heart did a flip. He unknowingly gulped as she walked near him and sat on the couch. Thanks for coming here, Ryan. He spoke softly. There was no sarcasm, no teasing in his tone, but he was genuinely grateful to see her. Why you wants to meet me, Jungkook? She asked, avoiding to look at him because he was already staring at her. That party night, he saw when Van suddenly looked at him. Her eyes widened, but she quickly looked away. I know why you are avoiding me, but it wasn't what we do in senses. He said, and Van slowly met his gaze. Her heart started to ache as she thought he considered that night was a mistake, but his next word left her shocked. I guess that was what we actually wanted. I mean, we accepted each other that night. We were drunk. We didn't pretend to be enemies that we never were. He said while Ryan was stunned hearing him. What do you mean by that? And don't you think now it's useless because you are already married, Jungkook? She finally managed to speak to confront whatever is coming. Jungkook sighed softly. No, it's not useless because I'm talking to my wife who is sitting right in front of me. What? Are you drunk, Jungkook? Look, don't waste my time in making fun of me. Just tell me why you called me here. She asked, getting frustrated while Jungkook chuckled softly and reached out his hand before he grabbed Vayan's hand so softly. Vayan tried to pull her hand back, but he tightened his grip. I'm not making fun, Vayan. I'm telling the truth. You and I got married that night. Jungkook started explaining why and everything from the start to end. That made Wine shocked. She didn't believe on her ears first, but then gradually she started believing when Jungkook asked Michael on phone to tell everything again. And this time Sia, Michael's wife and Wine's friend, was also there, so she also explained everything to Wine. After the call ended, no one dares to speak. Jungkook just stared at Ryan and let her grasp the information as it was obviously shocking and surprising for Ryan, but she was happy. At the same time, it was unexpected, but her heart was beating in a romantic rhythm. She wanted to jump on him, hug him, and kiss him, but she controlled herself, in which she was expert very well. But what about Minnie? She finally spoke after a long silence. Forgot about her, she was with me only for her own sake. There was nothing between us from the start. I only loved you, Anne, and I thought you hated me, that's why I agreed for Minnie, but it was a plan to get the shares and When Dad will transfer the shares, I plan to divorce her, but now I don't have to because you become my wife, he said as he raised his thumb on Vian's hand. And what if Uncle June didn't agree? What about the shares then? She asked, looking at him while he grinned. I don't care. I don't want them because now I have you. He kissed the back of her hand, made Vian blush hard. Jungkook stopped being cringe. She tried to tease him. Wow, now you will call me cringe, huh? And what about your marks that you left on my and that Jungkook stop please. She stopped him as she was dying in embarrassment and shyness, her cheeks red while Jungkook smiled. Why stop? Now there is no stop, but we are going for non-stop rounds and rounds. He laughed when Vian glared him. You are so shameless, Jungkook, she said while Jungkook chuckled. There is nothing we should worry and care about, Vian. We both know our families wanted us to be together and that will be the happiest one after he will get to know about our marriage because he first asked me for you. But as we already know how stupid we were, I refused because I don't want to reject by you. He scratched his back of the head when he saw Vian was smirking, but then his smile dropped. So do Vian, as Minnie walked near them. So she is the one you got married. Jungkook, you did wrong. You cheated on me with her. Now I'm going to ruin you both together. She shouted, but Jungkook was calm. He stood up with Vian and held her by her waist. Do whatever you want to, but let me tell you one thing, Minnie. I have enough evidence that will finish your career if I handed the videos to reporters. Minnie got froze, her eyes widened. The fear was evident in her eyes. You drugged me that night and many times too to trap me, but I was lucky and I didn't cheat you, but you were cheating on me from the start with that Sam. I have videos of you too. He himself told them to me, understand now. If you want to continue your career, go ahead, but don't try to be smart with me, he said coldly while Minnie cut before she turned and rushed out of the cafe. So, Mrs. June, let's go for a ride, huh? He said teasingly in his deep voice and wink at Vian made her bit her lip in shyness.